We're back.
We back.
Well, we've been so consistent filming, honestly. It's a fucking miracle.
Like consistently inconsistent, honestly.
Every 2 weeks,
Yeah,
confirmed we will be here.
even though the plan is to film every week, so
But life happens.
yes,
I
and it's
go through
been
things.
yes, he leaves for a few days exactly when we're filming.
Uh, exactly it has to be done.
But hey, he got to see his first ever NBA basketball game live.
And it's pretty fucking Washington Wizards versus the Cleveland Cavaliers ended up being a good game. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Not me.
None of the stars were even there. No Alex Sarr, no nothing good from the Wizards was there. They
CJ
just put up a
McCollum
fight.
and
Old
Bub
Grandpa
Carrington,
himself. Yes,
whoever the
Bob Carrington.
fuck, who I couldn't even find in 2K, so I can't even put him on my team. Anyways, let's get on with this show. Show kicks off with CM Punk coming out. He says, "Welp, I'm sure you all saw what happened at Survivor Series, and uh, if you didn't, then you could see by the fact that I didn't walk out here with the World Championship around my waist that I didn't win. And I see And you see, this puts my dream of main eventing WrestleMania in jeopardy. Now, I have no choice on what to do next. I have to call in my favor. Adam Cole, you owe me. You owe me for saving your ass at War Games. So, I didn't want to call it in this way, but it's how it has to be. I want you at Bash in Berlin for the WWE Championship." He stops talking and waits for him to come out, but to his surprise, Mello comes out instead. "Hold on there, Punk. If anyone's getting a title shot at Bash, then it's gonna be me. We all know the history that me and Cole have, so I'm not gonna go over it again. But it's my job to take that son of a bitch down once and for all. But don't worry, once I beat him, you can be the first in line to get your ass beat by me. Kid, who the hell invited you? Do yourself a favor and go to the back and enjoy whatever whatever they have in catering, okay? This is the big boys business. I have nothing but respect for you, Punk, and everything you've done in this business. But if you keep on disrespecting me like that, then we're gonna have a problem. You understand me, Phil?" Then they get in each other's faces. Heyman is in the corner watching it go down when it gets broken up by the Undisputed Era's theme song. Cole comes out and says, "All right, I've heard enough. Are you two done? Look, Mello, I want to be the first to tell you welcome back to Raw. As you can see, the landscape is vastly different from the last time you were here. The Undisputed Era not only runs this show, but the whole company. And I'll be honest, you have done nothing to earn a title shot. Punk, on the other hand, is a legend, and I do owe him. So me and Punk are gonna tango at Bash, and you can go do what you've been doing for the past 5 months. Nothing." Cole leaves, and Punk smiles at Mello and says off mic, "Better luck next time, kid." And we get this tag match. Continues the tag team tournament. This is round two. This number one contenders, Pretty Deadly, pick up the victory again. It's a miracle. Psych, they're gods in this
It's
universe.
not a miracle when they keep on doing it. They just never have held the titles, but they're goaded.
Yep. An unbelievable record they have. Anyways, backstage, Ludwig is freaking out about how he almost won the Elimination Chamber. "Man, I can't believe I was this close to winning the whole thing. Man, if you hadn't made me wear myself out for the whole build-up, I could have pinned AJ. But whatever. One more championship is left for us to win." Gunther has a look of confusion written all over him, and he finally says, Did, did you get concussed out there? Have you watched the match back? You got abused to no end, man. You're lucky you didn't die in there." And you think that's a win? I knew you'd say that. You're just jealous that I made a name for myself and you didn't. All right, man. Look, whatever. The past is the past. You say you have momentum. Fine. Let's continue it and win this match tonight. All right, closing moments of this Jada Bianca match. Both women are tired, on their knees, taking turns, punching each other. The ref is standing behind Bianca. Bianca finally gets 2 shots in a row, goes for a third. Jada ducks. She throat punches Bianca. The ref didn't see from behind her. Bianca's struggling to breathe. Jada gets up, runs the ropes, lands a hypnotic cover. 1, 2, 3. Jada Parker wins, and the series is now tied 3-3. All right. Backstage, Alexa Bliss is walking with her newly won U.S. Championship when Chelsea and Piper walk up to her. Chelsea says she was robbed and that the ref counted too fast, and she has taken it up with me already, and she found out that she's in front of the line to get a title shot, and there's only one person that she has to worry about. And right on cue, she comes into frame. Stephanie Vaquer comes in and says she spoke with me just now, and she's getting a title shot soon. She'll find out when next week. Then we continue the tag team tournament, round two. Imperium versus New Catch Republic. Gunther fucking pins Tyler Bate. And this match is probably like a 10-star classic. That's how good it probably was. All right. Backstage, Mello is walking when Shinsuke comes up to him. They look at each other for a bit, and Shin says, "It's good to see you. And thanks for the help the other day. It's a shame I couldn't finish the job." Don't sweat it, Shin. I'll finish it. You have my word. And when I do, I know Finn is going to have a massive smile on his face. At that moment, Rox comes in. She looks at Mello for a second and then hugs him. She says, "You should have told me you were going to come back. I would have thrown a party." "If you threw a party for me, that would have ruined the element of surprise." "You're right. Well, I'm glad you're back. And it's nice for all of us to be here again together. Uh, there's one guy missing though." "Two," Shin says. "JD is still in there. I can see it. I'm getting to him. I can feel it." Then into frame walks Lita. She says, "Hi everyone. Do you guys mind if I steal her for a sec?" They all nod and Rox walks away with Lita. So I was talking about so I was talking to Eric about my comeback, and I said I want my comeback to be big, and I want to be tested against the best, against the best this brand and this company has to offer. So I suggested that I go up against you at Bash in Berlin for the Women's World Championship. What do you think?" "Lita, it would be an honor to share the ring with you. I'll go talk to Eric and let him know that I'm on board." "All right, then it's official, Rocks. I'll see you later." They both walk off. So there you have it, the match for Bash. Bellas versus Bailey and Lola Vice, Futuro Dorado. This match came together because of a YouTube exclusive clip that showed Bailey and Lola were talking shit, saying that if they won the number one contender match, then they would have beaten Team Bad, and the Bellas took offense to that, and they challenged them to a match. Natty and Stephanie are both ringside for this one, and Steph gets taken out by Bliss, which leads to the Bellas picking up the victory. There you go. In the
Wait,
Undisputed Era locker room,
who
Cole
won
is
real
going.
quick?
Oh,
I missed it. Who won?
oh, Bellas. Okay. In the Undisputed Era locker room, Cole is going over his plan to beat Punk with the rest of the crew when he notices Roddy isn't paying attention. "Hey, Roddy, over here." "Hello, Earth to Roddy. We're going over important stuff here. Pay attention, man." "Sorry, Have you gone over the part of the plan where we get more money yet? What are you talking about? This is about me right now, not about your situation. Wait a second. Where's your title at? Oh, so I was low, I was running low on cash earlier, so I pawned it, but it's fine. I'll pick it up in a few days. Jesus Christ, Roddy, you can't do that. Okay, okay. Fuck. Okay, JD, go with Roddy. Get his title back. All right, fine. I'll go. You still got the money they gave you, right, Roddy? Nope, blew it all. What the hell, man? What the hell did you do with it? Oh, I put it all on green. What the fuck, man? All right. How are we gonna get this back? You're gonna give me the money to get it back, right, Cole? Man, just buy it with your own money. It's fine. We're all family. Now hurry up and get out of here. All right, segment ends. JD sad he has to spend his own gosh dang money. Main event time. 25 minutes in, and the ending sequence starts. Becky goes for a manhandle slam. Julia reverses it into a DDT. Becky is getting up. Julia goes for an arrivederci knee. Becky gets out of the way, trips her. Uh, Becky then locks in to disarm her. Julia's in the middle of the ring. There's nowhere to go. She looks like she's about to tap, but she suddenly is able to maneuver herself to cover Becky. One, two, kick out. Becky gets up. Julia rushes her, goes for a clothesline. Becky ducks. Julia hits the ref. Julia turns around. Becky puts her in a manhandle slam position. Julia headbutts her. Uh, Now she gets her into the Northern Lights suplex position and she hits it, goes for the cover, but the ref is still down. She goes to try to wake them up. The ref isn't budging, so she turns her attention back to Becky, who we now see has rolled out of the ring and is near the ring apron. Julia goes and grabs her through the bottom and middle rope by the hair. Becky shockingly has a chair in hand and cracks the ever living shit across of Julia's head with it. Julia falls backwards into the ring. She now has a crimson mask just all across her face. Becky goes back into the ring, throws a chair on the ground, picks up Julia, hits a manhandle slam onto it, throws the chair out the ring, wakes up the ref, cover, one, two, three. Becky Lynch beats Julia. And that's Raw. It ain't matter how tough you are. Everyone, everyone's head is important.
Still got that money, Roddy? Nope, spend it all. I was dying laughing. Just how blunt it was. Nope, spend it all. Like Roddy, you've had like fucking what, a week at best. What did he win the money at the pay per view, or was it at like the Raw before?
He just gets some money when he
Oh,
gets some money, man.
welcome back. This is SmackDown, December Week One's episode following Survivor Series.
We
Like,
have to
subscribe.
hurry.
We don't have to hurry too much. We're on a good pace. We've been more consistent than what we had been for like the past two
if
months.
if we like had put our fucking effort in for like at least like a week extra, we would have been in perfect position right now. But I feel
Yeah,
like any day you could be called away, and we need as much done as possible.
true. That would be tragic. Be like, oh, we're one show away from Mania, and I get called away. Yeah, that would be terrible.
If you get, if say we're one show away from Mania, would you be
I
able to
could.
say next time, please?
No. If I get called away, I could literally have like a 24-hour notice. Be like, hey,
Oh
tomorrow, I need you here. And it's like,
shit.
okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, know that if you just
If
start seeing Raw episodes, something bad happened to 'em.
it's SmackDown got canceled. Um,
Honestly, I need you to share your document with me and just have your menu matches just ready,
yeah, just take that
just
entire
in
day to
case.
just sprint through like all the booking into Mania. It's like, well, these title changes happen. Yeah, okay. Anyways, we got
Anyway,
hella off the rail there. Let's get into SmackDown tonight.
yes, okay.
The show opens with a huge setup in the ring and Ethan Page waiting inside. Ethan Page gives a rundown of Survivor Series and then gives a grand entrance to the new World Heavyweight Champion, AJ Styles. AJ then is brought down to the ring on a throne being carried by a few extras. AJ is adorned with a crown, a cape, his scepter by his side, and once he stands up, you can see that World Heavyweight title around his waist. AJ enters the ring and stands in the middle and soaks in the noise from the crowd, which at this point have started to become boos. Ethan Page is just behind him clapping as AJ finally grabs a mic. He gloats about the year he has had being tag team champions, winning King of the Ring, and now being the World Heavyweight Champion in a match where he pinned each and every one of his opponents. AJ says he couldn't have done any of this year without, and he pauses for a moment and a smile comes across his face and he says, without me. You see, I execute every time I'm in this very ring, and there is no one in the world who is on my level. Cody Rhodes' music plays, and he makes his way down to the ring. Cody congratulates AJ on his win and says he wants a rematch for his belt. AJ just laughs and says, rematch? Cody, it was an elimination chamber. It wasn't one-on-one. So if you want your rematch, then you have to earn it. Oh, and speaking of rematches, Bloodline Wolfpack. I know you thought I was just going to let that title loss slide, but that's not how I roll. So sooner than later, we are getting those tag titles back. And Cody, best of luck on getting that title shot. They leave and ends the segment. We head backstage and we see Jade Cargill confront Charlotte backstage and says, you owe me a fair shot at that title. Charlotte looks confused and says, a fair shot? Honey, you've had multiple attempts at beating me, and you have failed both times, so the answer is no. Now move out of my way as I'm about to show SmackDown who's the greatest IC champion of all time. Then head down to the opening match, Charlotte Flair versus Lyra Valkyria for the women's IC title. Charlotte Flair retains. After the match, we see Cody Rhodes enter Big E's office and speaks to him about getting a title shot against AJ Styles. Drew McIntyre then walks in and says, Cody, you lost plain and simple. Let someone like me take the reins of this. And I'll promise you, AJ won't have that title for very long. Seth Rollins then walks into the room and says, gentlemen, please, if you need someone to dethrone a king, then you should be looking for someone who's actually slayed a king before. Solo Sikoa then stops his group and steps into the office and says, if there's a world title opportunity available, then I want to be a part of it. My family is taking over SmackDown and all we're missing is that beautiful world heavyweight title. Big E says, look, all of you would be great world champions, but it would be unfair to AJ to force him into a 5-pack challenge for his newly won title. So how about tonight, the four of you meet in that very ring out there, and whoever wins gets a shot at AJ for that world title at Bash in Berlin. They all agree, and we move on. As Big E finishes speaking, you hear yelling from down the hallway, and you see Kevin Owens run past the doorway. You then see a couple seconds later Braun Breaker chasing him. Cameras head outside the office and try to chase them, but they turn a corner. You then hear a huge crashing sound as once the cameraman catches up, you see Braun laying on top of Swerve Strickland. They have crashed through a wall, and Kevin Owens stands over them with a look of surprise before heading away. Solo Sikoa and Bloodline Wolfpack are then seen in the ring and celebrate the Guerrillas of Destiny picking up the tag titles. They speak about Jacob Fatu being the U.S. champion and welcome back Bronson Reed, who had been on sabbatical these past few weeks. They speak about Phenomenal Egos winning a title rematch, and Solo says, AJ, I'm going to tell you like you told Cody earlier tonight. If you want that title shot, then you and your partner are going to have to earn it. Trick Williams and Sami Zayn come out, and Trick says, speaking about earning things, how about I get my title shot without any outside interference? Solo laughs and says, Trick, we're still on this? And Sami, why the hell are you out here? We're done having any interactions with you. Sami says, look, I'm out here to make sure nothing goes wrong, and Trick gets his title match. Solo just laughs and says, look, if you want that title match, then just like everyone else, you're going to have to earn it. So, how about this? If you can beat Bronson Reed tonight, you can get that title shot. But if you lose, then just like Sammy, I want you out of my business. Trick agrees and then heads down to the ring. We then get Bronson Reed versus Trick Williams. Towards the end, the match descends into complete chaos as all of Bloodline Wolfpack get involved, and Sammy tries his best, but to no avail, and Bronson Reed hits a tsunami onto Trick Williams and picks up the win. Mercedes is then seen walking around backstage with Team Bad when they get confronted by Cora Jade and AJ Lee. Mercedes tries to sow seeds of dissension between the two, but Cora seems fine with the fact that AJ has a title shot at Bash. AJ look AJ says, "Look, you can try to act tough now, but in 3 weeks' time, I am taking that belt off of your shoulder, and maybe as a cherry on top, Raw can take those tag titles off of Team Bad's shoulders." Mercedes says, "How dare you hope for such terrible things? Let's go, girls." And they walk away. In the men's locker room, you see Street Profits, Lucha Bros, and New Day all arguing about the tag division and who deserves a shot at the titles. Phenomenal Egos then enter the room, and AJ pauses for a moment and looks to Paige and says, "We need a trumpet to play when I enter rooms." And Paige writes this down. AJ says, "Listen here, peasants. As your World Heavyweight Champion, I'm in charge of leading SmackDown. So it is my opinion that all of you wait your turn whilst the Phenomenal Egos get their rightful rematch for the belts." Montez looks at AJ and says, "Oh, hell nah. There is no way you just called me a peasant." Then all of the tag teams start arguing when Big E enters the room and says, "Everyone just calm the hell down. Look, I know we've done this once before, but I'm putting you all into a tournament again to decide the number one contenders to Gorillas of Destiny. I have contacted a couple of other teams, though, to be added to the tournament." New Day asks, "Who have you added?" Then you hear a loud shoosh. Chad Gable then enters the room with the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile and says, "Boys, it's time for some new meat in this division. And for some reason, Big E has been keeping us on the shelf, but now is our time to shine. So whoever has the displeasure of facing us, best of luck." Phenomenal Ego says, "Well, didn't you say you had a couple of tag teams?" At this point, Motor City walks in and stake their claims. Big E says, "There's just one more team in this tournament, making a total of 7 teams. Phenomenal Ego, since you lost the belts, you will get the first round bye. And for everyone else, the tournament starts right now with the New Day and the Lucha Bros." We head down to the ring, New Day versus Lucha Bros, a round one matchup in the tag title tournament. Lucha Bros pick up the win. Sami Zayn and Trick Williams enter Biggie's office and complains about Bloodline Wolfpack's attack. Sami says they want revenge, and Biggie looks confused and says to Sami, "Why do you keep going round and round with them? They have proven multiple times already that they are not going to stop what they are doing." Sami says, "Look, just give me a couple of weeks to figure something out, okay? But promise me that in a couple weeks' time, you're going to give us a match." Biggie says, "Fine. But after that, I don't want to see you or Bloodline Wolfpack dealing with one another." Sami agrees. We then see American Made are joking about who could possibly be the surprise team for tonight. As they joke, the final Testament walks into frame and Cross has a huge smile across his face. Gable says, "No, you're not supposed to be with them anymore. You're supposed to be doing your own thing whilst Ricochet drives this group into the ground." Where is Ricochet, by the way? Cross says, "Easy, Gable. No need to worry. Well, maybe a little. You see, Ricochet has been handled, and now it's time to bring my men back into the limelight. So without further ado, we'll be waiting for you in the ring." They head down to the ring. American Made also make their way down to the ring. Authors of Pain versus the Creed brothers. Authors of Pain pick up a win in a round one matchup in the tag title tournament. Uh, Swerve Strickland is in the medical ward getting checked out when he gets confronted by Big E. Swerve looks up and says, "Before you say anything, I want a match next week." Big E says, "Look, don't make any rash decisions. Braun is a dangerous man." Swerve stands up and says, "So am I," and walks away. We then see Io and Dakota are speaking about the Elimination Chamber, and Io complains about Asuka misting her and costing her the chance at the women's title. Dakota says next week they will talk to Biggie about it, and Io wipes her eyes and says, "My eyes still burn from the mist," as they walk away. And then head down to the ring for Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre versus Solo Sikoa. Winner gets a title shot against AJ Styles at Bash in Berlin. Between Seth and Drew getting in each other's way and Sammy and Trick coming down and distracting Solo, Cody is able to capitalize during this matchup and picks up the win, earning himself the title shot against AJ Styles. And that is SmackDown.